So as video games have gotten more complicated with like the 360 generation in particular, moral choice has become a bigger part of video games. I mean, Fallout, a lot of Telltale games are all about moral choices. So what have been some games you think have done a really good job of like making your actions matter in this regard?
Well, I kind of like Fallout because it was like, you could do bad things and you do good things, but like, you don't have to stick to one thing like, you know, most games kind of make you do. You can be your own thing, like, and you don't have to do this certain thing, like, you don't have to like pickpocket people, like, that's a bad thing, but you could like steal from them, or you could just, you know, choose to not do all of that together, like, you know, all that all together.
Yeah, I like what GTA did with it. You know, GTA is an immoral game. Like the choices, the things that you do in that game, you really shouldn't do in real life, but it's a video game. So I like the decision that you had at the end where you had, you know, the choice to kill off Michael or Trevor, or to save both of them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I like that decision because it like some people, they really feel like that's their character value, like that's how they judge themselves in real life. But some people don't care and just like some people pick Michael or Trevor, whichever one they didn't like during the game. I saved both of them just to see what it would look like. But you know, honestly, in video games, I just don't think it's necessary because it's a video game and you can't really judge it. You can't judge morally what you do in the game, because sometimes I feel like I would, if I can go back, I can go back. I can go back and kill each one of them off, and it wouldn't make me different as a person.
Okay.
So I just like what you can. I like just being able to go to a different world when I'm playing the game. I don't like being judged on my morals when I'm playing.
See, now you keep using GTA as an example, but do you think that should apply to like every other kind of game, or is it like just that particular?
Well, no, because Until Dawn, another game, you know, it's had some moral decisions, whether you kill people off or do it, like, everything that you do is a decision. And I feel like that works for that game. It's a very good game, and I like what they do. I like what they do with the choices with nature and the choices with the people that they have around there. So I feel like that works for that type of game, but for certain games like GTA, I just feel like it's just not necessary.
Right.
And a lot of people are forgetting, at the end of GTA, once you finish the campaign with whatever choice you pick, the game judges you on your morality. It gives you like a list of what you've done, and like a therapist saw you or whatever. Like, I know when I completed the game, it said under mood or whatever, I was sporadically chaotic or whatever.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty cool. That as you make choices throughout the game will judge you.
Yeah, and I definitely like that system where you see the results of your action at the end. And I think Telltale does that really well, because at the end of each episode in their games, you see all like the big choices and you see what other players did compared to what you did. Not necessarily like judging, but more just like
Who
look
did
and
what.
see. Exactly, right. And I think The Wolf Among Us, for me, is the game that did that the best, because in The Wolf Among Us, there are major choices for sure, like does this person live or die, but there are like little things that don't necessarily like affect the story as a whole, but will leave an impact on you. I remember in the end, there's a character named Toad, and he has this little son, and because of the way I act towards them, they got sent back to this like kind of shitty place where they had to live before.
It was basically a prison.
It was kind of like a prison, yeah, but like, I remember not caring that much because I was like, look, you're just because Toad, the guy, was a total douchebag to me the entire time. Just like, f you. And I'm like, okay, you're getting sent off to prison. I don't give a shit. But his kid says the whole thing about like, oh man, I heard we can totally like get killed and stuff. And he was afraid. And I was like, is the game telling me I just killed this kid? And like that moral choice, it had no standing on like the whole story, but that little thing sat on me. And I guess what helped that was because it's not a black and white thing. And I want to go into that, which is, do you think that if a game's gonna have a moral choice, it works better as a black and white thing of pure evil or pure good, or that shades of gray kind of help in that instance?
I feel like it shouldn't be black and white. Nothing should just be straight good or evil. I feel like there's some in-betweens in some situations where it's necessary, like if you save this person, then this person dies. But you know how that push and shove, you have to, at some point you have to sacrifice one thing to get something else. It just depends on what you value more.
I definitely don't think it should be black and white, because if you look at like Infamous, like the Infamous games, you get bonuses for being, you know, purely evil or purely good. If you stay neutral, there's nothing else you get. I think that kind of ruins the game, you know? You don't get no advantage for being, you know, kind of like the neutral or like, you know, semi guy.
Right, I mean, I guess Infamous is a big issue going forward because that was fine because it was one of the first ones with that big morality play. Because the first one came out, I think, in like 2008, 2009. So it was very early on. And when 2 came, it just expanded upon that. By the time we got the Second Son, like, it's a great game, plays really well, but that, like, everyone knows you play it twice and then you're done and that's it. There's no way to, like, differentiate the kind of play styles you really have other than all good and all evil. And, like, I don't know, I see games like going towards that a little bit less, but like I'm still worried that we'll stick in that kind of moral like gameplay standard thing. And like I guess going forward, what do you hope to see? Like what kind of questions do you hope video games that usually have these kind of things, like moral consequences, stuff like that, like present to you? Like do you want more stuff like Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead, which aren't necessarily good or bad? Or do you think the game should, like you said, maybe have a little bit less of that stuff now? It was like a gimmick, sort of.
I think we should have more choices. And I know that's a lot to ask from developers and whatnot, but it makes the game better. And so you can play how you want to play. So it's just like you're not really, you don't have to pick a side. And I just feel like there's a lot more playability with that.
Right. Going forward, I hope we get more experiences like this. I know Telltale is dabbling in new different properties, but I hope we see a little bit more of that, maybe some more Until Dawn examples and stuff like that. And yeah, I hope the games just sort of get more complicated, but maybe like not to add it on, but maybe add like some layers to everything, basically.
Yeah.